I'll take any questions. That was pretty easy. We answered them before.
I think you're on TV now. Can you explain how the savings would come about?
Well, the savings would... Sure. Well, what people are paying for right now are these extra levels of government. And it costs money to keep these levels and these layers of government and governmental entities alive. And when we eliminate them, the costs of overhead, administration, and all the charges associated with that would disappear. What we have in these three districts is a very unique arrangement where fire protection is arranged by contract between these districts and the village of Spring Valley. Now, there's no reason why the village of Spring Valley has to act as a middleman with the fire department of Spring Valley, and then these districts have to act as a middle person between the taxpayers and the village. If we eliminate those two middlemen, we will have taxpayers paying taxes for fire protection that goes directly to the firehouse and not to a village board's general fund.
And those funds would be controlled by the new fire commissioners that would be elected, and it would be firematic people that would be making decisions to buy equipment and to service the district. And that's probably the right place where that it should be done. Sure.
The commission would be how many members? 5, 7?
Well, that would be decided when we actually create. It's one of the things that the town of Ramapo and the village board are going to examine and see what's best. Some districts I know have 5 commissioners, some have 7, but the biggest winner here are the taxpayers, because no matter how many commissioners there are, they will be independently elected by the people who pay taxes for fire protection. And it's not going to be what it is now with the arrangement in Spring Valley, where the Spring Valley Village Board also acts as fire commissioners. In fully independent fire districts, we have commissioners, as the supervisor noted, with firematic experience who will be best able to effectively administer the new district.
Okay.
You're going to need Spring Valley's approval for this village board, because they can vote it down. Then where would you be if that off chance that would happen?
Well, I'm committed to working with the village of Spring Valley and with the village board and the mayor, and I hope that they'll do the right thing for their taxpayers and for the taxpayers of Ramapo, and I hope that they'll take quick and decisive action. I think the numbers speak for themselves, and when we have a public hearing, the taxpayers will speak for themselves.
Can I say one thing to that? That is probably the biggest problem in the state of New York, why we have over 10,000 different districts and local governments, is that people want to have that control. And it is hard for people to give up that control, but when it can be done in a way that is the best for the taxpayers, best for the delivery of the services, and in this case, best for the firefighters, because now they will have the independent control over the entire fire district and the equipment that they need. That is the ultimate goal. There always will be fights when it comes to reform of this nature, but it's not going to be easy to have these consolidations, and it's going to be something that has to be worked upon, and people have to be educated. And it's important, I think, for the taxpayers to understand that they are part of that process, and will be at the public hearing part of that process. Here in the town of Ramapo, you know, over the years we've consolidated the Sloatsburg Police Department into the town of Ramapo Police Department. Recently the New Hempstead wanted to consolidate their court into the Ramapo court as well. We do the building for and zoning for the village of New Hempstead, and we also do it for the village of Montebello as well. Here in this town, we have 7 villages that contract with us for highway services, and so there are more coordinated services, and when we have those, we know that we get more efficiencies and we get a savings. So this would be that first step. It will take a lot of education of the public and education of the elected officials as well. But when it comes to firematic issues, it is important that the firemen have a greater control over their own destiny and the running and operation of the budgets of their fire districts and their firehouses, and that will give that ability to them as well. I also want to make note that in our last meeting, the town of Ramapo is putting up $1 million to help the village of Spring Valley in the flooding. The county of Rockland wanted to put up $5 million. That's been bogged down. They are short of funds. We said that we would go in and help because the village of residents are town residents. And so we're there working all the time with the village and trying to make savings. The meeting before that, we did a pilot agreement where we took the town taxes away on the public housing and the affordable housing that's being built in Spring Valley, and that makes it more affordable and help them along with their revitalization. So the town recently, 2 years ago, went in and took over their swimming pool because they didn't have the funds to do that. So there are many ways that towns and villages can work together. This is an opportunity to have a unified fire district between the town and the village of Spring Valley, operated by the Firematic people and by the fire commissioners. I commend Councilman Friedman for his work on this. This is a tough education process, but I think that he has laid it out very clearly here that there are direct savings and immediate savings by doing this. And I think it will lay the groundwork in the state of New York that consolidation can be done.
The West Spring Valley Fire District, what areas of the community does it cover? Generally, what streets or roads?
Well, I can get you a list of that, but it's in these districts are in the unincorporated areas of the town, outside, they border with the village of Spring Valley. Yeah. All the districts border. Parkcrest borders and I gave you that map.
Right.
So the Parkcrest borders the northwest part to the village of Spring Valley. West Spring Valley is obviously to the western border of the village, and Spring Valley Fire District number 1 is the entire southern part borders Spring Valley Fire District number 1.
So you don't know, generally, I know Parkcrest is near Elm Street.
Yes.
Bordering one seat.
Herrick Avenue would be the west, and the south would be down toward Old Nyack Turnpike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I'm going to put a memorializing resolution at the next town board meeting, which is next week. To the town board agrees in principle to agree to set a date to a public hearing. I'm going to be working with the village board members in Spring Valley to bring everyone to the table and talk about this effort and the savings to taxpayers and the benefits to the village and all the surrounding areas so that we can get them on board to schedule a public hearing. I'd like to do that as soon as possible. It is up to the mayor and the village board to sit down with us and discuss it and set a date and a place. And the place actually by law is going to be in the area of the new fire district, where the new fire district, so it'll be in it'll have to take place actually in Spring Valley or in these surrounding district areas.
So we could use the Cultural Arts Center in Spring
Right,
Valley
in Spring
as
Valley.
a perfect example to.
And then we can schedule that public hearing.
Thank you all very much, and again, I want to commend you, Councilman Friedman, for the work you're doing both in saving on the energy costs here in the town of Ramapo. The last legislation that you put in will save over $100,000 in 2011 on our energy costs, and I want to commend you on this. It's a tough pull on consolidation. If it were easy, anybody could do it.
That's right.
But I commend you for this work, and I think it will be great for the taxpayers.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you all very much.